Morning, Mom and Weezer here. Today is chicken canning day, and we have all of our crock pots out, and we're going to get started on butchering the chickens and the roosters. We ended up with about 20 birds altogether. Most of them are roosters. We did try to do some hens, but as we were going in to retest them, they were flying out and running straight for the nests. So we felt like we really couldn't butcher them or dispatch them. So we ended up with not as many hens, which we feel really good about. The ones that we did do, they weren't laying. We could actually tell after we butchered them. So we did feel good about that too. So not as many birds today, but we have our crock pots out of the boxes, and we'll get you through this process with us. So stay tuned.
So we have about how many crock pots? Six, yeah. So I have about 6 crock pots that will load up, and it takes about how many hours?
4 hours to cook.
4 hours, yeah. And then after 4 hours, we will continue on from there. So we've been working for a little while, and we have the ice chest in here. Take the chickens out of the ice chest, put them in the sink, and then we're taking the legs, necks, and wings off. And then once we get that done, we put them in the crock pots, and then we'll fill them up with water, put salt and pepper on them. Well, we filled all of them up with water, and now we're going to be putting in 1.5 teaspoons of salt and some pepper, however much we want to grind in.
All right, we're going to make sure they're all on high, and we have them all over the house. The house is going to smell amazing in a couple hours. So let's see, we have some in here. Let's turn it on high. All right, and cover it. Let's hope that lid fits there, and this lid over here. And you also have to make sure they're plugged in.
We've had a couple that we forgot to plug in, and then the whole cycle is ruined, and it just becomes a bad day.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Did you get the one on the ground here?
Let's see. High. And this one is on high. Good thing you reminded me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now we wait.
So we're going to go ahead and finish parting out the last couple that we have, so that when we take the other ones out of the crock pots and we're ready to load them back up, we don't have to worry about cutting them all up, so they'll just be done and ready to go in. For today's luxurious breakfast / break time snack, we are having some Italian custard. It's supposed to be an ice cream recipe, but we just cooked it and then put it in the refrigerator. She is just literally chowing down on it.
That's she's absolutely wonderful.
Just straight out of the container. It's pretty good, and we made it out of our duck eggs, which makes it have more volume and richer. So this stuff is amazing. Well, you should double check everything. That one was not plugged in. But thankfully it hasn't been too long since we plugged them in, so it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have just come in from morning tours, and we are now working on the second batch of chickens for parting out.
Alrighty, so I've already gotten started on deboning the chicken. So I've already got started here. I pulled them out of the chickens out of the crock pots. I left the broth in there, warming, so we'll just take you through the process of deboning them. As we're getting into it, these roosters, the meat is so dark and so rich. It really is incredible. It's so different than the store-bought chicken that you see, how white it is in the store, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just these roosters, you can just taste the richness and the density and all the goodness that's in this meat. It's just really, really amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark meat in here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like red meat, not chicken.
Right, right.
Pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, we're gonna put the chicken in the jars and then in the canner. First of all, I have to tell you that these really aren't educational videos. Weezer and I just are putting these on just to show our lives what we do. So proceed at your own risk, and hopefully you can just be inspired by what we're doing, and but not really trying to learn something from us. Just be motivated and inspired by just trying stuff, just experimenting and getting your experience through experimenting. That's what we like. All right. I'm going to, I put some chicken in the jar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And I have a strainer here to strain out any little impurities that might be in the broth. The broth is very hot. My jars are clean. I'll just fill it up here. And we'll wash the top with some vinegar to help cut the grease and help the lid to seal a little bit better. The flats are hot, the rings are hot. And the jars get really hot with the broth in them. All right, secure it pretty well and put it in the canner. There you go, there's our first one.
You just keep doing that till it's full.
Yep, and we get about 7 quarts in there. My canner is very old. It does not have any gauges to watch. It just has the jiggler. So I have to do more listening to make sure that everything is running correctly. So we're excited to get this job done. Hi, Mon Weezer here. We are on day 4 of canning these chickens and the broth. It should not take this long. This is the longest it has taken to do 25 chickens for me over the years that we've done this. But my canner went south on me 2 days into it, and I really tried to work with it, but I finally just broke down and went to Ace Hardware and got a new canner.
Which is really sad.
Yeah.
It's also put us back really far.
Yeah. So while I'm getting this done, because I really need to get these chickens done, I'll be rehabbing the old canner and seeing if I can't find a new gasket so we can get that thing up and running again, because it just makes me too sad to think that we would not be ever using that thing again.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, here's our new canner. It's a Presto. It is the 7-quart, 21 pint. And right now it's letting some steam out, so before I can put the little jiggler on. And we're all set up to do our canning. This is our second round. I have 7 quarts already in the canner, and this will make 7 quarts, well, it'll make 8 quarts. And that'll be the next one to go in it. So when we're all finished, we'll give you a shot of all of the jars that we did. So thanks for sticking with us on this little project. All right, it's time to put the jiggler on. We're going to just cover the vent and turn the heat back up and let it pop up just like that. And we'll wait till it gets to 10 pounds. As soon as it hits 10 pounds, we'll put the timer on for 25 minutes. And it'll be done then. Of course, then it'll have to decompress or go back down to where we can actually take the jars out. And so stay tuned. Morning, Mom and Weezer here. And March 15th, canning is finally over. It took far longer than it should have. It usually takes a couple, 2-3 days maybe.
It pretty much took all of last week. Yeah.
But the new canner worked out really well. We just out of 25 birds, we got 38 quarts of broth and 24 quarts of chicken. So that's actually really, really good. Very happy with that. Very pleased with that. You can see our, we're getting ready to wash the jars off and take the rings off and store them. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And had a nice restful weekend. What you got here on this Monday?
Boxing up eggs and finishing tanning those hides.
Yep. Yes, the hides are going very well.
Yes.
Lots of eggs. The chickens are finally giving us lots of eggs for Weezer to sell. And we have our grow light ordered. It should be here Wednesday. We're a little bit behind the curve on that just because of the chicken canning episode. But we're going to be planting some seeds and showing all of that and how that's going to go. And then we'll take you out to the garden and show you how the onions are starting to pop up. We need to plant some potatoes. So things are happening here. We just need to get it rolling.
Yep.
So, all right. You all have a good day. Thanks for watching.